Week continues here on the SEC Network as the number 5 Lady Volunteers host the 22nd ranked Georgia Bulldogs live in Knoxville. Another big crowd expected. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the city that the legend made famous. With Nell Fortner, I'm Paul Sunderland. Thanks for joining us. And it's been a busy week for the 5th ranked Lady Vols. At Notre Dame, they lose. They come back home, a comfortable win over LSU. And as they take on Georgia, you think that in spite of that loss, they're still an ascending team?
Absolutely, they're an ascending team. They had a great effort at Notre Dame. Yes, they didn't win, but they played hard. They missed some easy shots, gave up some easy ones, but they are ascending in this league.
And one of the reasons they're making shots from outside the arc, and that gets us to Andrea Carter, who's really turned her season around.
Absolutely. Andrea Carter is playing her best basketball right now, and it couldn't come soon enough. She was 3 for 3 from behind the arc at Notre Dame, but right now, look, 7 of her last 10 right now from the three-point line, and a tremendous defender. After starting 2 of 18, it was a real concern. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Rashard Graves, big game against Notre Dame, almost silent against LSU. Isabel Harrison, 9 of 11 field goal attempts for Tennessee at 16-3. Now for the Georgia Bulldogs. Lost to Mississippi State, but they're coming off their best performance of the year, a win at home over number 10, Texas A&M. They ascending too. There's no doubt about it. Like everybody else in the SEC. There's no doubt about it. Georgia is on a roll right now, and big reason is because of their point guard, Marjorie Butler. She comes from right here, Knoxville, Tennessee, but she's playing extremely well. A solid, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, a positive assist-to-turnover ratio, and gets herself to the free throw line, which is so important. And she has played the last 160 consecutive minutes. Tierra Griffin, point guard, averaging 11 points per game, but she's only 5 for her last 22 field goal attempts. And a huge challenge for Merritt Hempy inside against this very long and talented Tennessee Lady Vols lineup. 6-0 in conference are the Lady Vols, 16-3 overall. Georgia, again, ranked number 22. They're at 17-3, 5-2 in conference. These teams have a very, very long history. Tennessee, however, leads the series. They have dominated the series, 46 wins to only 15 for Georgia. They've won 6 straight and 14 out of the last 15. Georgia will be in their road red uniforms and Tennessee in their home whites. And the 4th straight crowd of over 10,000 expected today at Thompson Bowling Arena. Thanks again for joining us. College basketball coming your way on the SEC Network. Well, this is a great rivalry between these two teams. A lot has to do with Andy Landers' relationship with Pat Summitt. They've gone at each other for many, many years. Looking inside to Harrison once again. An errant pass and good double teaming and good ball pressure creates the turnover for Georgia. You spoke with Andy Landers early this morning. I know you had both had your first cup of coffee. What did he say as far as the formula? Well, I tell you, you've got to come in here and play with a lot of confidence, and Georgia does have that right now after the A&M win on Thursday. But you've got to get to the free throw line, you've got to rebound and take care of the basketball. Both teams trying to play inside out. That ball deflected out of bounds, looking for Krista Donald. Georgia's head coach, the only one they have ever had, Andy Landers, now in his 36th season on the sideline, 860 wins, 1,254th game. Shot clock inside of 10. We'll watch Georgia try to take advantage of the switching Tennessee defense. You know, Tennessee is so athletic and big, they can switch and play any player on the opponent's team. Desperation shot put up by Erica Ford. Did just glance off the iron, avoiding the shot clock violation. Both of these teams really get after it at the defensive end. Big size advantage, no question, for Tennessee. We see Georgia in man-to-man. We usually see Georgia play a lot of zone defense. They started in a man today. Looks like it's kind of thrown off Tennessee's offensive rhythm. Butler with it, number 24. Tried to initiate a fast break. Tennessee was back. Inside to Hempy, going right to the front of the rim, and the rebound taken by Burdick. Still scoreless. Now those are baskets that Merritt Hempy really needs to finish in this atmosphere on this court for Georgia to have a chance to win today. Pull-up jump shot, offensive rebound in traffic, taken by Graves, but thrown away. And here comes Griffin. Griffin working one-on-one against Carter, thinks better of it, and pulls it back out. This is one of the things I like about Georgia. They are not going to force a transition basket. If they don't have it, they're going to bring it out top and run some offense. Ford with the air ball. And here comes Jordan Reynolds out of the backcourt. She, like Andrea Carter, pretty hot from outside, hit 3 of her last 5. Tennessee is now the best three-point shooting team in the SEC conference in conference games alone. Reynolds thought about it. Maybe got away with a travel. Nice little skip step down inside, and the fans here can finally sit down. The Lady Vols fans standing until a basket is scored by Tennessee.
A beautiful move by Jordan Reynolds right there for the freshman. She's been a solid contributor this year for the Lady Vols.
Inside to Donald. Going up against Burdick. Some contact down low. And Tennessee, because of their athleticism and their length, Nell Fortner, able, as you say, to switch 1 through 5, makes life very difficult for any opponent.
Well, it's been really bothersome for a lot of teams this year, this switching. And you'll notice Isabel Harrison is not switching, so that's my bad. They'll switch 1 through 4. But it is very bothersome for an offense to go against a switching man defense.
Look back at Reynolds, freeing herself to the outside.
Really nice shot fake right here. She could put the ball on the floor, maneuver past the defender, and finish.
First personal foul on Merritt Hempy, 6'2" junior out of Virginia, the only real size on the roster for Andy Landers. So one, she has to play a lot of minutes, and as you pointed out, now got to make shots when she gets them at the rim, but she cannot get in foul trouble.
Now you see Georgia switching to their 2-3 matchup zone right here.
Step back jumper, that time by Ariel Massengale off the front of the iron, and Georgia, undersized, doing a pretty good job there, rebounding with all 5 players.
Well, and they're going to have to do that. You have to against Tennessee with that size and the way Tennessee likes to box out and get to the boards.
Georgia started 0 for 4. Ingram down on the block. Nice little 2-woman game. Excellent pass by Shakobia Barbie, just on for the first time to Ingram for Georgia's first basket.
Well, these two players have come off the bench right now. Ingram coming off a great game against Texas A&M, and Shakobia Barbie off the bench. Normally a starter brings so many different aspects to the game for Georgia.
Harrison lost her footing. That was a big no call. That could have been the second personal against Hempy. Barbie was wide open. She is so unselfish and moving along off the back of the iron. That shot missed by Butler. And here comes Massengale out of the backcourt. Nell, you had a very interesting conversation with the senior. One of the rare seniors, number 5 in white at the point. We'll expand on that. Her expanding role and responsibility as the point guard for Tennessee.
I love her playing this year. I think that she understands the game much more. She understands her role so much better. She's phenomenal coming off the bench for the Lady Vols.
Out on the perimeter, that's an easy play to call. Traveling violation called against Tennessee. So tough defensive basketball to start between Georgia and Tennessee. Good ball movement. Georgia's going to need a lot of that to score against Tennessee.
Doug and Casey are headed to the beach.
Okay, great.
Forgetting to deposit a check could have put their plans on hold. But Regions is helping Doug greenlight this moment of spontaneity by letting him choose immediate access to money from a check he's depositing in a snap. Regions Mobile Deposit lets you skip a trip to the bank and give life the green light. Ready to move your life forward? Switch to Regions.
Esurance was born online, which means fewer costs, which saves money. Their customer experience is virtually paperless, which saves paper, which saves money. They have smart online tools, so you only pay for what's right for you, which saves money. They settle claims quickly, which saves time, which saves money. They drive an all-hybrid claims fleet, which saves gas, which saves money. They were born online and built to save money, which means when they save, you save, because that's how it should work in the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
Wednesday night, SEC excitement tips off at 7 when the Gamecocks face LSU's dual threat, Jarrell Martin and Jordan Mickey.
Arrest by Mickey.
Then at 9, one of the oldest rivalries in the South reignites as the Bulldogs take on the Rebels, led by standouts Jarvis Summers and Stephon Moody. South Carolina, LSU at 7, and Mississippi State, Ole Miss at 9. Wednesday, only on the SEC ESPN Network.
SEC Network Basketball is brought to you by Regions Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Just underway here in Knoxville at Thompson Bowling Arena. Beautiful, beautiful day here. Tied at 2. Not very beautiful shooting so far. Holly Warlick in her 3rd year as head coach here at Tennessee after she had a 3-time All-American career, 27 years as an assistant to Pat Summitt. 30th year overall in Knoxville. As her jersey retired up in the rafters, one of the most distinguished players of all time here for the Lady Vols. 2nd all-time in assists. That ball deflected out of bounds. First look at full court pressure applied by Tennessee.
Well, this is where Tennessee can really hurt you. Their full court pressure can be devastating. They're quick, they're fast, they've got long arms, they can really create some problems.
Tennessee, right on cue. I was going to talk about Tennessee's 5 turnovers already.
Well, with turning the ball over that many times, you've got to now start creating things defensively to get the ball back. Look at Holly Warlick right there. That's a shot of a really good college basketball player. You know, Holly was an All-American here at Tennessee.
3 times. Again, as mentioned, one of the assist leaders. Long rebound taken by Carter.
You know, another thing for Holly, she was on that 1980 Olympic team that did not get to play in the Olympics, but that was quite an honor for her.
Those were the Moscow Olympics, boycotted by the United States, among others. Step back jump shot by Massengale. Long rebound taken again. Remember, Andy Landers told you this morning that Georgia's got to get their share of rebounds. Long shot, long rebound. That's going to be a real battle between the 1s and the 2s. Burdick, step back jumper, a whistle away from the play, and Nia Moore, number 1 in white, just came in for Tennessee, is called for a 3-second violation. More full court pressure.
You see the size on the ball with Sierra Burdick guarding the ball. She'll be involved in that first trap, and that's a tough defense to get through.
Look at Burdick staying with it. Barbie thought she'd beaten the double team. Burdick trying to look down inside. Ball deflected away. Spacing was not there for an interior pass, and Andy Lander's going to take a timeout. He wants to talk about this full court pressure.
Well, you see how big this trap is. That's Jamie Nard, who's 6 foot, and there's Sierra Burdick, who's 6'2", 6'3". So that's a tough trap to get through and make something happen. But I do like Sierra Burdick's hustle to chase the ball, get the tip from behind, and the steal.
Still 2-2. We've played over 5 minutes. Today after our game, watch the number 14 Kentucky Wildcats and their tough defense take on the sharpshooting Missouri Tigers at 4 p.m. exclusively here on the SEC ESPN network and Watch ESPN. How much will the injury to Janae Thompson affect the University of Kentucky women's basketball effort?
Well, I think the worst thing it does for Kentucky, 2 things. It takes away your starting point guard, and they don't really have another true point guard on their team. They've got players who can fill in, but the other thing, it cuts into their depth, and they like, you know, you need some depth over there to go deep into this SEC play, and then when the NCAA tournament gets here.
Thompson experiencing a devastating injury, and wish her all the best during what will be a long recovery. Lob pass taken down inside in traffic. Nard was hit on the play and will shoot a couple of free throws.
Love this play by Tennessee right here. You take advantage of over the top against a zone defense right here. They go right over the top to the backside to Jamie Nard, who has the size and the leaping ability to get up there and get that ball.
Second personal foul on Merritt Hempy, and a careless foul. She was coming over to help. It's much more important to Georgia's effort that she stay on the floor than she try to block that particular shot. Just discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. You just got to be smarter about that particular play. Both free throws up and good for Nard, the 6'2" freshman out of Portland, Oregon, an 84% on the year. Turnover once again.
Well, this press, this full court press has really bothered Georgia. That's their 3rd turnover against the press right there. And really that one was unnecessary and kind of unforced.
Alexa Middleton on the floor right now for the first time over on the left wing. Very good outside shooter for Tennessee, and another foul committed by Georgia. This by Mackenzie Ingram on the inside, trying to deny the entry pass. Already 3 team fouls on the Bulldogs. Tennessee has yet to commit one.
Well, the fouls are really starting to pile up, obviously, and that's going to put Tennessee to the free throw line much earlier than you want a team getting there if you're Coach Landers.
Big factor it was for Georgia in their victory over Texas A&M. I don't think I've ever seen this before. in maybe 1,000 games. Reynolds looking for the three-pointer, not close. Good rebound taken by Barbie. Quickly out of the backcourt looking for Griffin. I'll finish that thought on the free throws in a moment. Step back jumper not there. Texas A&M shot a total of 2 free throws in the game on Thursday night as Georgia won. Reynolds on the spin move. Kisses it up off the glass.
Beautiful move by Jordan Reynolds. You know, she doesn't shoot the ball a lot, but she takes really good, well-timed shots.
That's going to be a foul from behind, and Massengale knew it immediately, knocking Marjorie Butler to the floor.
We're going to get to see Jordan Reynolds with this shot again right here. Ariel Massengale, good job of passing it off with the spin move right here. Reverse pivot for the kiss off the glass. Nice move by the freshman.
Yeah, very nicely done and soft finish. Haley Washington, 6'2" sophomore, on for the first time and immediately getting the entry pass, and a foul is called. Away from the ball, the foul will go on Nard, her first. The officials today, Bob Trammell, Susie Black, and Gina Cross working the game for the SEC. South Carolina and Tennessee tied atop the standings, a perfect 6-0. That's a careless play. Losing the handle was Washington once again.
We'll see Krista Donald come back in the game right now for Haley Washington. And Krista Donald, the senior out of Lake Mississippi, she's a very important cog to this Georgia team. She's a solid contributor, does the blue-collar work on the inside, and really has to do that hard right now for Georgia.
Middleton tries to split the double team. 7 minutes gone in the opening half. And to say it was low scoring would be obviously stating what's on the board at 6-2. Missed that time by Tennessee. Spotting up for the three-pointer. Much needed basket off the back of the iron by Griffin again. Boy, Georgia cannot throw it in the ocean right now. Neither can Tennessee for that matter. Massengale steps back off the front of the iron. Rebound is taken, and quickly out of the backcourt comes Butler. Step back, high, Archer and Berry, and that one big make by Mackenzie Ingram. Had 16 points and 7 rebounds to lead the way on Thursday against Texas A&M.
Well, and she got a lot of those points from behind the three-point line against A&M, so she's a very capable shooter back there.
Wild shot, bodies hitting the floor. Ingram takes the rebound, and once again, Butler coming out of the backcourt. Nobody stopping the ball. Good block from behind. That was Jamie Nard, the freshman number 31 in white, with a deflection out of bounds, and on come 4 fresh Lady Vols.
Well, Jamie Nard really does a nice job of getting there. I tell you what, Alexa Middleton might have gotten a fingernail on that block shot also.
We'll give her half. She doesn't get very many, so we'll give her half. Tough chance to finish for Tierra Griffin, 5'7", going in among the trees out of Monticello, Mississippi.
Griffin really has gone through a little bit of a cold spell in the last 3 ball games when she was extremely hot in the middle of this season. So I know she's looking to find her rhythm again offensively.
And that's going to be an illegal screen down in the low post called against Krista Donald. Trying to be physical, but only 5'11". It is very tough indeed. Tennessee leading Georgia 6-5, and yes, indeed, the whole nation backs Pat.
Official retail department store of the SEC.
Smile.
No matter how well you provide for your family today, if you don't have life insurance, their future may be at risk. Think about what would happen if you were gone. Would they struggle to pay the bills and face an uncertain future? They don't have to. You can help guarantee those you love $200,000, $500,000, $750,000 or more with life insurance through AIG Direct. We'll help you get more for your money, up to 70% more. Just look, less than $14 a month buys a 40-year-old man a $250,000 term life policy. That's up to 3 times what you can get from other companies for the same price. No wonder millions of people rely on AIG companies. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation. Make the future more secure for those you love. Call now so you can sleep better at night.
For a free quote, call 1-800-264-7303 or visit AIGdirect.com.
Welcome back to Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville, Tennessee, as we continue to honor the legend of Pat Summitt and her continuing impact on women's basketball, both on and off the court.
She defined the highest level of winning, national championship after national championship.
I love to tell our kids that she afforded them to do what they're doing now because she put women's basketball first. Every game we play, let's get better. Let's get better right now.
That was her gift to all of us in women's basketball as to how it was supposed to be done.
The winningest coach of all time, either in men's or women's collegiate basketball, 1,098 and 8 NCAA championships, and the Naismith Coach of the Century. Last national championship, she retired in 2012. Barbie with a near steal. The final and last national championship was in 2008. And I know, Nell Fortner, you have a long relationship with Coach Summitt.
You know, when you see her, get the opportunity to see those tape of her talking to her team, motivating them before a game or at halftime, I wish they would have taped every single one of them, because she was a phenomenal motivator. I mean, a phenomenal game coach, and you want to go back and listen to all those.
Graves on the crossover dribble, tough shot, needs a bounce and gets it for her first basket. These two teams combined are now 5 for 21 from the floor, and this full court pressure is really causing Georgia problems. Reynolds down the lane, off the glass, count the basket, and Donald might have just picked up her second personal foul. She did, and she was in the restricted area. So now you got Hempy and Donald with 2 personal fouls.
Well, you have to give all the credit to the full court press right now by Tennessee, but Krista Donald definitely within the confines of the circle. So that is an easy call for an official right there. But you look at this full court pressure, Tennessee really should have more points on the board after all the turnovers they've created.
And Georgia better find a solution to this full court pressure, and their strength is their guards. They got to get it going. Wednesday, the Gamecocks head to Baton Rouge to face Jordan Mickey and a tough LSU defense. Then Mississippi State heads to Oxford to take on Stephen Moody and the Rebels. Wednesday night hoops doubleheader starts at 7 p.m. exclusively on the ESPN network and watch ESPN app. Let's take a look at the men's basketball standings. South Carolina. That's let me straighten that out for you. That is the women's standings. That is South Carolina on top. If it was the men's standings, we would see Kentucky on top. Make no mistake about that. Glad I was able to sort that out. I too have had my coffee on this afternoon. Full court pressure once again. For Georgia, not only having trouble breaking the press, but there is no thought to attacking it and make Tennessee pay.
Well, it's within their makeup to bring the ball down. If they don't score in transition, then set it up. But somebody's going to have to find Mackenzie Ingram if you're on the Lady Vol team.
Well, you better listen to the scouting report, because she got a beautiful looking stroke when she can get her feet set behind the arc. That's going to be an offensive foul called on Burdick, dribbling with her left hand, using the right to push off. As bad as Georgia has been against the Tennessee trapping full court and half court press, 10:43 remaining in the first half. It's a 3-point game.
Well, that goes back to the point I made a minute ago. Tennessee really should have scored more points off of the turnovers they've created within this full court press.
Mackenzie Ingram, going back a couple of games, has made 11 of her last 14. Now make it 12 of her last 15 field goals. And she's got 8 points in the basketball game. Georgia's only got 10 total.
Well, if you're Georgia, this is what you want to see out of your freshman players. They've had all of the non-conference. They've had almost half a season of conference play, and they're now ascending in their play. And Mackenzie Ingram is taking full advantage of her minutes.
Burdick working off the dribble into traffic, and that's going to be a foul on Burdick to compound matters. Tennessee turned it over 5 times in the first 4.5 minutes. Settled down a little bit, but now a careless turnover there. Burdick back-to-back. Offensive foul goes as a turnover, and then the miscue down along the baseline.
Well, and for Sierra Burdick, she's a senior. She's got to know better. You've already got 1 foul. You've got to keep yourself in the ball game. This is an important player for the Lady Vols. She does a lot of things well. Assist, a tremendous passer, beautiful mid-range jump shot. They need her on the floor.
And speaking of on the floor, number 13, 6'2" freshman out of Illinois, Courtney Dunbar. And Holly Warlick yesterday at practice says, look, we're going to find some minutes for Dunbar. Gotten herself in much better shape than when she arrived for her first season. Little bump foul on the perimeter. Holly Warlick going crazy about all the fouls and turnovers. But Dunbar is another one of those players, there she is, who can really help to stretch the defense.
Well, a beautiful three-point shooter. She's got tremendous range. You know, you're looking at 6'3" player right here that can stretch a defense, but she definitely needs minutes on the floor. This is where you take advantage of opportunities like Courtney Dunbar is getting right now.
Looked to me like Krista Donald was on the dribble drive, but they have awarded her 2 free throws up and misses the first. Tennessee now out of fouls, misses the second. Isabel Harrison back on the floor, and it'll be Tennessee basketball. 9:52 remaining. The Lady Vols 16-3 overall, perfect 6-0 in conference. Georgia 17-3 and 5-2 in SEC play.
2 costly misses by Krista Donald right there. One of Andy Lander's points when you went to win on the road. You've got to hit your free throws when you get there.
What a physical battle down inside, and Harrison called for the offensive foul. Mackenzie Ingram has been superb for Georgia.
Very smart basketball player. You see her IQ in knowing where to position herself defensively.
The defensive player has a right to her spot on the floor, and obviously, and rightfully so, Holly Warlick is going to go to the defense of her star, Isabel Harrison, who goes to the sideline.
Well, the other interesting thing about this, neither team really being able to get into any kind of offensive rhythm. This whistle has blown a lot today, and we're just under the 10-minute mark, so offense has been at a premium because they can't get any rhythm.
Jacobia Barbie off the top of the iron, and that ball will be deflected out of bounds by Donald in Tennessee. Will have it. That was the second personal foul on Isabel Harrison, and mentioned in the first couple of minutes that Merritt Hempy, the 6'2" junior, starting post player for Georgia. Much bigger loss for Tennessee. No offense against Hempy, but Isabel Harrison, one of the top players in the country. Attack of the basket, parting of the seas, and right at the rim, unable to finish. And the kick ahead here to Griffin. Pass a little bit errant, not a good angle to get to the basket. Good defense by Massengale one-on-one. Donald down inside, working against Bashara Graves, and that is a tough finish for Krista Donald.
Well, it's a beautiful pick and roll right there, taking advantage of some switching defense to get Donald on the roll.
First lead for Georgia inside 9 minutes to play in the opening half.
I like the man-to-man defense that Georgia's playing. You know, normally we would see them play more of a zone, but this man-to-man defense with the lineup that Tennessee has on the floor right now, much better defense.
Step back jumper by Massengale, not a good possession at all. Barbie high for the rebound. Barbie again not starting for Andy Landers, a 3rd game in a row by my count that Barbie has come off the bench. What do you think about the use of Barbie in the minutes she's played and her role coming off?
Well, still playing starters minutes, and she still does what she does when she was starting. So they need her to play at her max to win ball games, and she's been doing that.
Butler outside, 3-pointer on the way and good. Give the assist to Butler, and the basket to Tiara Griffin. Tennessee with 11 points now with 8 minutes remaining. Andrea Carter unguarded, and good rebound taken that time by Nia Moore.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say that's a great rebound by Nia Moore, because look what it leads to right there. A 3-point shot on the ball reversal.
Courtney Dunbar. Great point about the offensive rebound. Not making a high percentage of shots, but they are getting a lot of field goal attempts. Barbie tries to answer, not there. Donald with the offensive rebound at 5'11", in among the trees.
Well, Courtney Dunbar was there for the rebound for Tennessee, but again, hasn't had a lot of playing time. You've got to go up there with great strength to rebound in this league.
trying to face up. And there is the woman again, Mackenzie Ingram, doing a little bit of everything. Barbie at the other end lays it up and in and looks to complete the three-point play.
Well, right now you see Georgia really hitting their stride offensively and in transition. So Georgia really on top of their game right now.
Holly Warlick, the blazer is gone. Time to get down to business. It's Georgia, Tennessee, and after a slow start, the Bulldogs rolling. We'll hear from Warlick when we come back.
Connected to your voice, flowing to my heart. Out in the distance, I see you off somewhere. I head in your direction. I'll meet you halfway there. You're the one that I'm trying to reach.
Meet the one you've been missing at the largest dating site for black singles, blackpeoplemeet.com. Start today for free.
Wednesday night, SEC excitement tips off at 7 when the Gamecocks face LSU's dual threat, Jarrell Martin and Jordan Mickey.
Erased by Mickey.
Then at 9, one of the oldest rivalries in the South reignites as the Bulldogs take on the Rebels, led by standouts Jarvis Summers and Stephon Moody. South Carolina, LSU at 7, and Mississippi State, Ole Miss at 9. Wednesday, only on the SEC ESPN.
When I was younger, I didn't want to admit I had a serious disease. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be a normal kid. Because of my diabetes, I lost the sight in my left eye. Misconceptions continue to surround this monster public health issue. But the simple truth is, diabetes can often be prevented and complications avoided. I think if I had just been open and honest about what my challenges were, I think it would have been easier for me to take better care of myself. If you don't take care of yourself when you're younger with this condition, it will catch up to you later on. You're going to find the courage to manage this disease for the rest of your life by reaching out for help. Reach out to people who care about you, reach out to people who know how to help you with this disease. You're not alone. Understand the realities of diabetes and know that you can manage it and lead a full, active life.
Trial today.
It feels like we should be up 20-2. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's good, that's nice. That's nice right there.
Boy, I can absolutely relate, nowhere near as much as you can as a former coach at Purdue and at Auburn and, of course, in the Olympic Games. But Tennessee was doing everything right at the beginning of this game as far as turning over Georgia. 20-2 could have been even worse than that.
Well, it should have. I mean, because you've got to turn those turnovers into points, and that's why you press. That's exactly why you press. You create the turnovers, and you go turn those into points, and it's not happening like that for Tennessee today.
Andy Lander's Georgia Bulldogs on a 14-3 run over the last 2 minutes and 48 seconds, and Barbie completes the three-point play. 7:08 remaining. Teams got off to a very, very slow start, but now picking it up, particularly the Georgia Bulldogs, leading 20-14. Carter driving the baseline, cut off there. Graves Bashar Graves should take that shot when she should not hesitate. We were watching it practice yesterday. Bashar Graves, number 12 in white, can knock down that shot all day long.
Well, she can, but I'd like to see her get on the block and get some balls right there on the block and let her go to work.
First miscue for Ingram. Middleton on. Wants to spot up for a three. Reynolds at the point. Massengale on the left wing. If you're wondering, Isabel Harrison picked up her second personal foul. Probably won't see her until the second 20 minutes.
And, you know, when you have to play as a team without a couple of your primary players, Sierra Burdick on the bench, Isabel Harrison, hey, there's a lot of adjustment that has to go on offensively on the floor, and Tennessee not being able to make that today.
Graves goes down, battling with Barbie for the rebound. So Georgia's got numbers momentarily. Look out from behind. What a good pass from Donald to Ingram.
Well, you just feel like Georgia really clicking on all cylinders offensively. They're playing with a tremendous amount of confidence right now.
Ingram now with a dozen, coming off her best game of the year, the win by Georgia over Texas A&M. Middleton down the lane has the ball deflected out of bounds by who? Number 33, Mackenzie Ingram. Crowd wanted a foul.
And you know, Paul, when coaches are motivating teams, don't think for 1 minute that Andy Landers does not use the fact to motivate his team that they have not won here since 1996. That's a long time.
Middleton, jump floater in the lane, needs a bounce and gets it.
Well, that was a basket that Tennessee can now maybe take a breath right now and go, okay, there's not a lid on the basket. We can score against this defense. They just need to do a lot more scoring.
Haley Washington picks up her first personal foul, and Coach Andy Landers was not at all happy with Marjorie Butler letting Middleton get into the paint on penetration. 3-point play, and it's 22-17.
Well, Alexa Middleton is a player that's normally just waiting to shoot the ball from the three. Putting it on the floor isn't really her bread and butter.
Tennessee showing some 1-2-2 zone. Butler, the point guard for Georgia, will pull it out and recognize. Left wide open on the perimeter. Boy, Tennessee got lost in that defense. Donald battling. Coming away with it is Washington, and on the held ball, both players trying to come in and call timeouts respectively, but on the possession arrow, it will stay with Georgia.
Well, Tennessee playing a 4-guard lineup right now, so they're not very big on the floor, so they've gone to this 1-2-2 zone to protect some of their smaller players going against Georgia's post.
Tierra Griffin missing a wide open three-pointer. 1 of 3 so far in the early going. 5:05 remaining in the opening half. Tennessee 6-0 in conference. Georgia 5-2. Tennessee has won 14 of the last 15, including 7 in a row over the Bulldogs. 1-2-2 zone once again. Pass down inside. Washington going against Graves, and Graves gets the rebound.
Really nice defense by Bashar Graves. First of all, not to foul, and then create a really tough shot for Haley Washington.
Middleton, a couple of dribbles, glancing wide left. Georgia has led by as many as half a dozen. Why is Tennessee struggling so much at the offensive end?
Well, right now, I think they're forcing shots. Everything's perimeter oriented until Alexa Middleton hit that one just a minute ago. But they've got to get that ball inside and go hard at the basket. Get to the free throw line.
Barbie with the miss. Another rebound by Graves. Tennessee just 6 of 20 from the floor. 1 of 9 from three-point range. And the ball carelessly dropped out of bounds. Turnover number 11 for Tennessee. They only average 13 on the season.
Well, again, right now, Tennessee playing a very small lineup. You've got Bashar Graves on the floor. You know, with her size and her ability to post up and really be a problem for a defense. You got to get her the ball on that block and let her go to work.
Well, we were talking about this last night over dinner. 20 shots against Notre Dame, none against LSU. That's hard to imagine.
Well, it really is, and it wasn't like she was getting to the free throw line a lot against LSU either, so she's got to make herself a bigger presence, and Tennessee has to focus in on her a little bit.
Another bad possession by Georgia. Carter down inside. Good catch in traffic.
Hey, that's an athlete right there. You don't get up in the air like that, come down and have to turn backwards in the air to hit the shot if you're not athletic, and Andrea Carter does it as well as anybody.
Couple of players for Georgia come from Tennessee, and Andrea Carter comes from Georgia. Wild pass deflected away. Numbers now for Tennessee. Nard running on the break. Contact. Count the basket and the foul. That's going to be on Tierra Griffin.
Well, Andy Landers is not going to like that call. He thought his player got there in time for the charge, but did not get the call.
3:13 remaining. Tennessee as cold as can be, as it was here a couple days ago in the snow flurries. Andrea Carter, tough catch and finish. Tennessee trailing Georgia by
1. Every day brings something new at Outlook.com. And no matter what day of the week, we've got you covered. Check out the latest looks at the touch of your fingertips and get it all delivered right to your door. Find the right style for any situation. that Haute look.
I love the SEC tournament. It's one of my favorite times of year.
It's mentally challenging. It's physically challenging.
You're going to see a lot of enthusiasm. You're going to see a lot of excitement.
Coaches expect and the crowd expects you to play at your best level every game.
It's going to end up being who's going to execute their game plan and who's going to do it the best.
This is one of the most competitive events that ever was.
15-2 Tennessee leading. Crowd roaring against Georgia, trying to make them drop it. We hand it off to Herschel. There's a hole. 5, 10.
All I remember is hitting his leg, and it was like I hit a tree trunk. It was the hardest thing I've ever hit.
12, he's running over people. Oh, you Herschel Walker. My God almighty, he ran right through 2 men. Herschel ran right over 2 men. They had him dead away inside the 9.
A tight one, as you'd expect. Number 5 taking on number 22. The Bulldogs leading 22-21. Tonight, SEC Rewind flashes back to the 2008 Tennessee versus Vanderbilt basketball game as the Commodores played spoiler to a then newly ranked number 1 Tennessee. That's tonight at 10 Eastern on the SEC ESPN network, also live on Watch ESPN. A very frustrated Holly Warlick team. 8 for 22, 1 for 9 from outside the arc, and in some foul trouble. Isabel Harrison, looking at the stat sheet now, has played a total of 5 minutes, picking up those 2 personal fouls. And although Andy Landers didn't like that last call, he's got to like the scoreboard. His team came in. You talked about their record, or their history of futility here in Knoxville against Tennessee. There's a lot of teams on that list. There haven't been a lot of games won here in Knoxville by the opponent.
Well, and when Georgia did win that game in '96, it was in overtime by 1.
Butler completely out of control. Point guard, you got to take care of the ball.
Well, and that's very rare. Marjorie Butler really is a solid point guard. Very rarely does she make mistakes like that.
Careless foul from behind, and player of the game so far is 6'2" freshman out of Powder Springs, Georgia, Mackenzie Ingram. Just picked up her 2nd personal foul. If you're Andy Landers, do you take her out?
Well, I'm sure he's going to consider it right now, but I don't know. I think you've got to let this kid play. She's a freshman. She's got to learn how to play with 2 at some point in her career. And obviously she's an important cog to his team as her play has continued to get stronger over the past few games.
Good place to learn a lesson, Knoxville, Tennessee. I've got it here in my notes, but the record, Hempy is back on. The record for opponents in this building is just absolutely off the charts. Tennessee is 31-4 in SEC games over the last 5 years. Blocked from behind by Nard. And Shakobia Barbie is down hard and holding her face. She was trying to get to the rim, was blocked out as players battled for the offensive rebound. But Barbie, the leading scorer, leading rebounder, also averages 3 assists and a couple of steals. We'll take a look and see if we can determine what has happened to Barbie.
Well, she does a nice job of attacking the basket. Looks like it was her right ankle right there.
Grabbed for it immediately. Very common injury in the game of basketball.
And you know, she's going so hard at the basket. It looked like a good play by Nia Moore. Just 2 players going at it. She just comes down in an awkward angle.
Boy, obviously in a lot of discomfort, and crowd silent here at Thompson Bowling.
Well, you know, it's interesting. We saw Janae Thompson's injury at South Carolina, which was, I would have to just say the word disturbing. It was a very, very gruesome injury. I don't know how bad this one is, but Barbie obviously in a lot of pain. You know, and again, she's such an important piece of Georgia's success this season because she does so many things. She affects every aspect of the basketball game on both ends of the floor for Georgia. She can score it, rebound it, tremendous passer, leads to a lot of assists.
Barbie went to high school here in Tennessee at Murfreesboro and played in high school with Lady Volunteers Alexa Middleton. And this is a very, there are lots of them, but this is a very knowledgeable crowd here in Knoxville, Tennessee. They know how good Shakobia Barbie is and how important she is to the Georgia Bulldogs, and getting some help to the locker room.
One of the things that always impresses me about playing or coming here to Tennessee to play in Thompson Bowling is the fans, Paul, because of just what you mentioned. They are knowledgeable. They respect the game of women's basketball, and a lot of that is just because of Pat Summitt and how she taught them, everybody, the game of women's basketball and how good it can be, and just what an important part of the community it can be. And so they show their appreciation to the opponents in a lot of different ways, and definitely to downed opponents.
Barbie needing lots of assistance to get to the locker room. A devastating injury to Shakobia Barbie. Second team All SEC last year, made the first team on the all defensive squad. And that is going to be a huge loss for the University of Georgia. A lot of their fans have made the trip.
Well, you hear the applause, and you would be hard-pressed to know whether it was a Tennessee player or a Georgia player, and that shows a lot of respect for Georgia's program and for Shakobia.
The examination will continue behind the Georgia bench. Well, we have a moment coming up on the Auto Owners Insurance halftime report. We'll give you a wrap-up of SEC men's college basketball from yesterday, as well as first half highlights from this game here. Andy Landers has got to be very, very concerned about Shakobia Barbie. He would be concerned about any player, but I want to put it, I mean, quite frankly, in the context of this Georgia basketball team. They're coming off their biggest win of the season, 54-51, against 10th-ranked Texas A&M. And now with 2:41 remaining in the opening half, Barbie going in what looks like a layup, had it contested, came down, landed awkwardly, twisted the right ankle, and was in a lot of pain. First free throw was missed. Excuse me, Nell. Just want to keep up on the bookkeeping, if you will. There was a lane violation on the first free throw miss. So that's why Reynolds got 2 additional attempts. And makes good on both of them. Tennessee back on top, 26-20. And this full court pressure in spurts, mind you, has really damaged the University of Georgia into the front court. Georgia has missed their last 6 field goal attempts. And moments ago, what a streaky game. Georgia led by as many as 6. 2-3 zone. Nice pass to Washington off the back of the iron. So that's 7 straight misses. Ball is loose again. Ingram on the floor, and Reynolds comes away with it.
A great scrappiness by both teams right there to try to get the loose ball. You know, with this half winding down to halftime, a good thing for Georgia to be able to go into the locker room and regroup with the loss of Barbie to the injury to try to really get back on track offensively and defensively.
Yeah, a lot to overcome. They had it going there for a while, particularly the young woman inbounding the ball right now, Mackenzie Ingram. Another turnover by Tennessee. Long pass. That ball's got a lot of air under it. Nia Moore, I'll tell you, I don't think she has a future as a free safety, because there was lots of air underneath that pass. And I think Nia Moore, when she looks at that on video, will go, look, I had 3 choices. Intercept this pass, come over, and the last thing you want to do is foul in that situation. Erica Ford going to the floor, and it's going to be 1-1 coming to the Lady Bulldogs.
Will probably not put in that position a lot in her playing time this year for Tennessee, so not quite sure what she wanted to do with that, all the space underneath that ball.
Good play that time by Jordan Reynolds, throwing the ball off of Georgia. So Tennessee will have it, 1:42 remaining, and leading 26-22. And Courtney Dunbar, who made her only shot, back on the floor for Tennessee, who are on a 12-0 run over the last 3:51. doing a lot of damage from the free throw line. Perfect 6 of 6 during that period and 3 of 4 from the floor.
A lot of youth on the team right now for Tennessee as this half winds down. Lots of freshmen.
Along with Ariel Massengale, who should recognize that as the point guard. Down the lane, Nard is hit on the head and will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. So if Tennessee's not making shots, they are doing a really good job of attacking and getting to the line.
I think what we're seeing also by Tennessee right now is just the confidence that Holly Warlick has in the players on her bench right here to finish this half out against a very tough Georgia team.
Second personal foul on Haley Washington. Free throw up and good.
When you have a leader as strong as Ariel Massengale, you know, you're not quite as afraid to put as many freshmen on the floor together at the same time when you have her leadership leading them.
8 straight free throws good for Tennessee, and the run now is 14-0. Where does Georgia go for some points here?
Well, you've got Haley Washington working hard inside, taking advantage of Courtney Dunbar, but nobody giving her the ball.
Shot up and a big make by number 3 in red, Tierra Griffin, who has really been in a slump from the floor, but knocking down a couple of big threes here in the first half.
Well, you were asking, where do you go? That's where you go, right there to Tierra Griffin.
That was from long range. I was thinking about something a little more high percentage. Middleton on the spin move. Reverse layup, not there. Rebound taken by Ingram.
So impressed with Mackenzie Ingram and her fight and grit today.
Open from three-point range. Got her feet set. Three-pointer on the way off the front of the iron. Legs may be a little bit tired, playing some more minutes.
Well, you have to look at the shot clock also. She probably could have used a little more time in the clock, not giving Tennessee such the advantage right now offensively going into the half.
And speaking of that, inside of 10 seconds to go, Tennessee will work for the last. Reynolds takes a look, trying to split the double team. Pull up 16-footer is good. And I think it'll count. I think it was out of number 0's hand.
I don't think there's any question about it counting. That shot was good. They'll take a look at it. Or I don't even know. I think it was so far ahead of the shot clock, I don't even think they're going to look at it.
Well, the officials standing near midcourt, they look pretty relaxed. So I think that Holly Warlick and the rest of the Tennessee Lady Vols, along with the Georgia Bulldogs, Andy Landers, will head to their respective locker rooms. Let's take a look once again. Officially on the board right now, or I should say unofficially, Tennessee leading 30-25.
And you see that we're going to get another look at the shot, but the officials did not stop at the table to look at it way far in advance of the shot clock, the clock going off. So Jordan Reynolds, big shot right there.
No question, that shot will count. So Jordan Reynolds knocking that down. The officials will head to the locker room. Our halftime score once again. Tennessee on top of Georgia, 30-25. Coming up after the break, it's the Auto Owners Insurance halftime report as we continue to honor Pat Summitt. It's We Back Pat Week on the SEC Network.
Does anybody know how I can get a small business loan fast?
I'm a chef.
I'm a stylist.
I sell tires for your car.
I'm a doc in private practice.
That's my name above that bar.
Rapid Advance.
Help my business grow.
Rapid Advance. They didn't say no. Rapid Advance.
I got approval in a day.
Rapid Advance. I got my money right away.
With Rapid, there's no hassles.
No credit checks galore.
You just need to be in business for a year or more.
Call 877-GO-RAPID or visit rapidadvance.com. Get up to $300,000 in just days. 877-GO-RAPID.
Rapid Advance. They didn't say no. Rapid Advance. They help your business grow.
Call 877-GO-RAPID or rapidadvance.com.
Your money's here.
The energy at Tennessee reaches far beyond our campus. As Lady Vol and academic All-American, Candace Parker set new standards. Now she electrifies fans in LA. Keeping the lights on there and across the country is the work of Professor Elu Liu. Her research on the power grid puts UT at the forefront of this national issue. Candace Parker and Elu Liu, two exceptional women. Both chose Tennessee. Big Orange
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
This halftime report is presented by Auto Owners Insurance, highest in customer satisfaction. Find your local agent at AutoOwners.com.
Welcome to the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report. I'm Peter Burns. That is former sharpshooter himself, Barry Booker, and the coach, Dino Gaudio. A slew of games in action on Saturday. Let's get you caught up with those highlights. Starting with number 1, Kentucky visiting South Carolina. Sellout crowd in Columbia. Even the head ball coach, Steve Spurrier, in a tennis. Wasn't wearing a visor. It kind of weirded me out, but it's okay. South Carolina just down 2, Thornwell. Gamecocks going crazy. But Kentucky would lead back, and Dino, what do they do it with? Defense.
They do it with defense, and this young guy right here has really been a spark plug. Tyler Eulis, great hesitation there. And how about that dish for Trey Lyles? Eulis, 6 assists, just 1 turnover.
Frank Martin won a little bit better defense himself. Early second half, Kentucky starting to open up. Devin Booker.
My cuz, Devin Booker, knocking down jumpers. He is on a tear lately for the Cats, carrying them offensively.
Kentucky goes on to win 58-43. Tennessee Volunteers hosting Texas A&M Aggies, each looking for their 5th SEC win. Second half, Aggies up 15. Jordan Green, jumper, no good, but Barry Booker, who's there?
It's the big guy, Jalen Jones, inside.
Good still on the board with a putback. Jones, 18 points and 9 boards. Aggies up 17. Later second, Vols fighting, back 13. Kevin Punter.
A good sign for Tennessee because it's been Josh Richardson all year long by himself. There he is right there, but Punter had 17 as well for the Volunteers.
Well, they would break the snide there. Texas A&M goes on the celebratory dunk, wins 67-61. Arkansas taking on Missouri. Under 2 minutes left to play. Arkansas down to 1. How about this? Shard Madden drives, stops. Clutch shot. Arkansas now up 1. 5 seconds remaining. Same score. Missouri inbounds to Wes Clark. Drives baseline. Oh no, it's a foul. Foul by Madden. Clark going to the line. 3 seconds left. It's a 74% free throw shooter. This is what every kid dreams of, right?
Yeah, but when you get in that situation, it's tough.
They don't dream of that right there, Peter. 2 misses at the end of the game, but they wouldn't have been there without him.
Arkansas goes on to win 61-60, their first win in Missouri since 2005. Georgia Bulldogs in Starkville to take on Mississippi State, and it was the J.J. Frazier show, and he was
dynamite.
Frazier, straight away 3, nails it. Final seconds of the first half, rises and fires. Easy. Transition.
7 for 7 from 3-point range for J.J. Frazier. You're seeing them all in this clip.
Just trailing the play, just easy.
I just love this little guy. 150 pounds. I bet he's 145. And but you know what? His heart is a lot bigger than everybody else out there. He was terrific.
Remind me of like Chris Jackson back in the day. 72-66, the Bulldogs win. Speaking of an LSU guy, LSU Vandy. Vandy looking to snap a 4-game losing streak as they host the Tigers. Overtime, the 4th one for the Tigers this year. Quarterman gets things started in OT. LSU up 2. Under 2 minutes left, tie game. You really like this, Tim?
I really like him. Size at 6'6.5", can create for himself as well as others. Long reach and defends really well also.
One last play. Shelton Mitchell throws in a Luke Cornett. Ball goes in to Damian Jones. He's got to know what to do with it here. Alas, nothing. LSU goes on to win it 79-75 in overtime. Ole Miss hosts in Florida what ESPN insider Joe Lunardi is calling a must-win game for both schools. So under 2 minutes left to play. Rebels down 69-66. MJ Rhett, tough little angle here. No problem. Cuts the lead to 1, 69-68. Same score, 30 seconds left. Jarvis Summers, little shake and bake right here. Hits a contested jumper.
Nice to have a senior point guard, Jarvis Summers, control this game at the end.
Chance to win it. Casey Hill, what are you going to do? Oh, young man, you got to put up a shot. Ole Miss wins a close one, 72-71. Levi Randolph and Alabama taking on Auburn. A little bit of a rivalry game, I would say. Second half, under 2 minutes left, tied at 51. Randolph makes it rain. Drains the deep two. Alabama now up two. Ensuing possession. KTRL down low gets the bucket. They just kept going back and forth with each other. Even a couple elbows, too. Randolph drives, hits the basket. Alabama up two. Under 15 seconds to play. Well, it was going to be Randolph, but Rodney Cooper.
Rodney Cooper was just right place at the right time, but Randolph put this team on his back.
Alabama wins 57-55. The Paul Feinbaum Show, always an interesting cast of characters. Of course, you can catch that right here on the SEC ESPN Network weekdays, 3 p.m. or also online on the Watch ESPN app.
We all love that great taste of food hot off the grill, but your food gets stuck and it leaves a mess. Yuck! Until now, introducing the amazing Yoshi Grill and Bake Mat. This new non-stick mat cooks food evenly while the grill stays squeaky clean. And watch this. You get perfect grill marks right through the mat. Amazing! The Yoshi Grill Mat makes fish easy to flip. And that melted cheese is impossible to clean. But Yoshi Grill Mat melts cheese with ease. You can pour that sauce on the steak. Make lip-smacking barbecue ribs or finger-licking buffalo chicken. Nothing falls through the cracks with the Yoshi Grill Mat. And the Yoshi Grill Mat reduces flare-ups. Make juicy burgers that won't burn or dry out. Hey, those campground grills are gross. But the Yoshi Grill Mat keeps your food off the grate. It's even dishwasher safe. Call and get the amazing Yoshi Grill Mat for just $19.99. But wait! Order now and get a second grill mat free. That's not all. You'll also get the incredible Yoshi Bake Mat. Now you can bake a cake and leave the pan spotless. Food slides right off and no burnt bottoms. Just perfect grill marks. And call right now and shipping is free. That's right. Free shipping to your door in time for your next barbecue. There's more. You also get the amazing Grip and Flip free. Just pay processing. It's a spatula on the bottom and tongs on the top. Now nothing can slip when you grip and flip. You get it all for $19.99. Don't wait. Call now.
Call 1-800-801-6490. That's 1-800-801-6490. Or you can order online at yoshigrill.com. Call or click today.
At the University of Georgia, you'll discover that the sum of our individual achievements becomes greater than any one individual. Because the very thing that sets us apart brings us together.
This halftime report is presented by Auto Owners Insurance, highest in customer satisfaction. Find your local agent at AutoOwners.com. At the break, Tennessee closed out the half on a 14-3 run. They lead at 30-25 over number 22, Georgia. Back with Nell Fortner, I'm Paul Sunderland as we continue to honor Pat Summitt. It is We Back Pat Week on the SEC Network. Interesting half of basketball. Yeah. Press worked, press didn't work. Tennessee was turning it over. They didn't turn it over. What helped them carve out this lead over the last 3 or 4 minutes?
Well, guard play. Jordan Reynolds really having a nice day today, being able to finish at the basket. And also Tennessee at the free throw line. They're shooting 100% right now, 11 for 11.
Yeah, big factor, especially at Texas A&M. Only got to the line just a couple of times against Georgia the other night in the Bulldogs' biggest win. Holly Warlick, working the sideline. Coat was gone. And also, in one of the important huddles in the final 2 or 3 minutes, gave her team some very, very pointed instruction.
Pass fakes, all right? Pass fakes drive, shot fakes, okay? Got it? You can't just look and throw. They're quick, okay? We're going to stay right here. Got it?
Well, you see right here, this is Nia Moore, just got the offensive rebound. What a great look. Hey, you're 6'3". I can see right over that defense, and Courtney Dunbar, the freshman, knocks down the 3. And great job between teammates right here. Athletic finish by Andrea Carter, and tough defense. Bashar Graves getting a hand on that one. And Ariel Massengale, they're turning it into points on the other end, and the foul. So Jamie Nard gets herself the and one.
We'll be back with the start of the second half. Number 5, Tennessee, taking on number 22, Georgia, here in Knoxville, Tennessee. This halftime report has been presented by Auto Owners Insurance, highest in customer satisfaction. Find your local agent at AutoOwners.com.
Official retail department store of the SEC. Alex dreams of writing for a traveling theater company. 3 months away from home could bring his life to a standstill. But his Regions app will help him greenlight his dream and manage his money from the road. From paying bills to making transfers, Regions mobile banking gives you the flexibility of banking to go. So you can give life the green light.
Yeah, what's up? I've got this.
Ready to move your life forward? Switch to Regions.
I love the SEC tournament. It's one of my favorite times of year.
It's mentally challenging. It's physically challenging.
You're going to see a lot of enthusiasm. You're going to see a lot of excitement.
Coaches expect, and the crowd expects you to play at your best level every game.
It's going to end up being who's going to execute their game plan and who's going to do it the best.
This is one of the most competitive events that ever was.
NHL Center Ice lets you choose which games you watch every night of the season.
We are underway.
With up to 40 out-of-market games a week to choose from, you'll get more hits.
Oh, a monster hit.
More goals.
Oh,
more saves.
What a save!
More adrenaline-pumping action from every team around the league. NHL Center Ice. The game lives where you do. For a special half-season price, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS.
At DirecTV, we believe families should have somewhere to turn when disaster strikes. We believe our customers should have a real person to talk to 24 hours a day. That you should never miss your shows, even if it means overnighting a replacement receiver. And that if we're lucky enough to be invited into your home, we should leave it better than we found it. Each day we redefine what DirecTV can be, because we believe there's no place for ordinary when you entertain the extraordinary.
Another big crowd on hand here at Thompson Bowling Arena, home of the Lady Vols. They're at 16-3, taking on Georgia at 17-3 overall. The Bulldogs at 5-2 in conference. Tennessee at 6-0. And again, Nell Fortner, strange first half. I asked you about it. The press worked. It didn't work. Run, answered by a run, and then eventually an exclamation point to end the half for Tennessee.
Just a game of runs, and we're seeing it in full force today between these two teams, no question about it.
And told officially that Georgia star Shakobia Barbie will not return. Nothing specific on the injury, but she is out for the remainder of the afternoon. Burdick over the top, muscling down inside, ball taken away by Haley Washington, standing flat-footed.
A really nice job by Haley Washington to not foul on that shot. She held her ground and just went up strong with the contest. You know, this is the problem I see right now for Georgia is you've got a player like Haley Washington in the game, playing bigger minutes because of the injuries and the foul trouble. But her teammates aren't used to really throwing the ball in there to her, but she does finish a nice play right there.
Well, she's playing in the SEC for a reason. Time to step up and make a play, and she just did, thanks to the good dribble drive and penetration by Tiara Griffin. Left-hander off the back of the iron. No. Offensive rebound taken. Still not there. Back up in traffic. Isabel Harrison really struggling. And quickly out of the backcourt, Erica Ford coming into the attacking zone. Not there that time by Griffin. And that's going to be the third personal foul, maybe on Harrison. The official is looking at Isabel Harrison, frustrated at the other end, not having a foul call and getting to the free throw line. I'll tell you what, she got a case for it. She worked hard down at the other end, came away empty-handed, and picked up a carry. But you can't do that. You got to be more disciplined.
Well, the foul, though, was her just hustling after a ball, and all of a sudden Marjorie Butler was there. So I don't think she was going after Marjorie Butler, or just kind of a poor timing play.
Yep. Moore takes the rebound. She came in wearing number 1 in white to replace Harrison. Harrison went through a couple of games earlier in the conference season, most notably against Missouri, where she got in foul trouble a couple of games in a row.
Well, this is where she really has to do something about that. You know, she can control her fouls for the most part, not all the time. But you have to know in the first half, you got to stay in the half. What an aggressive play down inside by Krista Donald. Tennessee 0 for 4 to open the second half, and it's a 30-29 game. Wrestling match down inside, and Erica Ford, 5'9" senior, going to battle against Sierra Burdick at 6'2", and just getting called for muscling Burdick off the block. Well, it's a good thought by Tennessee. You're trying to take advantage of the mismatch with Burdick and Erica Ford going on each other. Ball deflected. Here comes Butler ahead of the pack, and she's going to have enough space. Lay that up and in, and again, streaky game, a game of runs as we showed you, and now it's Marjorie Butler and Georgia who takes the lead 31-30. Okay, beautiful play by Marjorie Butler, but when she stole the ball, she dribbles it far out ahead of her to get ahead of the Tennessee defense, and that's what led to the layup. Double clutch, and the Tennessee fans will continue to stand. They stand until the Lady Vols start the game with a basket or start the second half with a basket. Wild shot. Maybe a little heat check there for Erica Ford. And here comes Reynolds out of the backcourt. Stutter step. Andrea Carter's been pretty quiet. She's been shooting the ball so well of late. Perfect from three-point range on Thursday night against LSU. Reynolds on the dribble drive. No shot blocking on the floor now for Georgia. Misses that, and here comes Butler once again. Well, the decision-making by Georgia in this first 4 minutes has to be better than that last shot by Erica Ford, because you want to take advantage of all you can in this amount of time. Andy Landers cannot fathom that Tiara Griffin settled for that step-back three-pointer. Look at the defense by Marjorie Butler. Great play, but watch this dribble. Look how far out ahead of herself she put the ball. No chance of Sierra Burdick catching up to that play. 3 minutes and 30 seconds in. The crowd continues to stand. Tennessee 0 for 6 to start this second half, along with 2 turnovers. Kick into the corner. Massengale not close, and good play in traffic again by Donald. 15 in red. Georgia doing an outstanding job on the boards right now, not allowing Tennessee second shot opportunities. Boy, Donald rebounds out of her area and gets caroms that just you don't think she can get at only 5'11". Blue collar, never quits kind of player right now. Shot clock at 6. Crossover dribble and laying it up and in. Just too quick is Butler for the basket. Well, an outstanding play, and again, Marjorie Butler doing a great job handling the basketball in the right areas to get past the defense. Nice pass, laying it up and in. Tennessee needs a timeout. Tiara Griffin with the layup. Another dime dropped by Marjorie Butler. And as I thought, Holly Warlick will call timeout. So Tennessee, Nell Fortner, ended the first half on a 14-3 run, and then Georgia goes on a 10-0 run to start the second half.
Holly Warlick cannot believe the inconsistency of her Lady Vols.
The Masters, coming in April to ESPN.
Is bad credit keeping you from getting a new car? Listen to this important message. 1 out of every 3 Americans needs a new car but can't buy one due to bad credit. Sound like you? Now you can. You can get a $10,000, $15,000, or $25,000 or more car loan through CreditYes.com. Our team of industry experts has helped over 1 million people get the car they need and deserve. Simply go to CreditYes.com or call 1-800-CREDIT-YES. It's fast, easy, and the call is absolutely free. Click or call right now. When you think credit, think yes. Think CreditYes.com.
That leaky roof will cost you thousands in repairs. Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Seal, the brand everyone trusts to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast.
Flex Seal stops the toughest leaks while remaining completely flexible.
To show you the amazing sealing power of Flex Seal, we replaced the bottom of this boat with the screen door and covered it in Flex Seal. Not only does it stay afloat, but the inside is completely dry.
And Flex Seal Bright is ideal on lighter surfaces, perfect for repairing decorative items. With Flex Seal Clear, everything in plain sight can be sealed watertight. Get Flex Seal for just $19.99. And you gotta try Flex Seal in all these incredible colors. But wait, we're gonna double your order and send you 2 cans for just $19.99. Call now.
To order Flex Seal, call 1-800-710-3149 or go to getflexseal.com. Flex Seal colors now available. Call or go online now.
Not a lot of teams have had much success against the Tennessee Lady Vols through the decades, but Georgia has beaten Tennessee 15 total times, second only to Louisiana Tech, which has 17. And Georgia again doing a really nice run. And Marjorie Butler, who has played 160 consecutive minutes in the last 4 games. And if you're wondering, no, number 24 in red has not been out of this game yet.
Well, she is an absolute warrior, in great condition, smart player. You know, she's a double major. She wants to be an orthopedic surgeon. She misses practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays because of class, and she still performs at the level that she does.
They call her the professor. She teaches a class, actually, emphasizing exercise in the context of medicine, and she came to the University of Georgia already with 50 credits. She's a junior in terms of eligibility, but a senior in the classroom.
Smile. No matter how well you provide for your family today, if you don't have life insurance, their future may be at risk. Think about what would happen if you were gone. Would they struggle to pay the bills and face an uncertain future? They don't have to. You can help guarantee those you love $200,000, $500,000, $750,000 or more with life insurance through AIG Direct. We'll help you get more for your money, up to 70% more. Just look. Less than $14 a month buys a 40-year-old man a $250,000 term life policy. That's up to 3 times what you can get from other companies for the same price. No wonder millions of people rely on AIG companies. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation. Make the future more secure for those you love. Call now so you can sleep better at night.
For a free quote, call 1-800-264-7303 or visit AIGDirect.com.
Every day brings something new at HoteLook.com. And no matter what day of the week, we've got you covered. Check out the latest looks at the touch of your fingertips and get it all delivered right to your door. Find the right style for any situation at HoteLook.
Big question with Shakobia Barbie going down late in the first half. How would they respond in the second? How about a 10-0 run and Marjorie Butler, the point guard, in the mix on almost every score?
Well, there's no question. It's been on the shoulders of Marjorie Butler. Beautiful steal and finish with the fast break layup right here. And she gets another one. She's been a part of just about every basket made today. This is a beautiful drive. Again, she puts the ball nicely out in front of her to get past the defense. And then a beautiful assist right here to finish for Tiara Griffin. But Marjorie Butler, just a solid player. And look, she's going to have to be solid because they're about to head into what I'm going to call Amen's corner +1. Kentucky has already beaten number 10 A&M. They're playing number 5 Tennessee. They've got to go to number 14 Kentucky and then finish that Amen's corner out with number 1 South Carolina. So do you know what Amen's corner is?
I do. I'm a golfer. I know. I know what it is.
Well, it pertains to golf, but also in the South and the SEC, it pertains to a strong football month for Auburn. Pat Dye started that with Auburn, but now I'm going to bring it on into women's basketball. But look at this schedule. This is back to back to back to back. Tough one for Georgia.
Amen quarter sounds like Georgia mud.
Well, you know, if they can get this win today, after already having beaten the first of the ranked opponents in A&M, then they are on their way to at least a 500 record if they get the win today. Tennessee going 1-2-2 zone. Crowd still on their feet. We've played 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and Tennessee has yet to score. Reynolds working out of the backcourt. Kick to Middleton. Well, and you have to believe that this crowd rarely has ever stood for this long waiting on Tennessee to score. Middleton thought about a long three-pointer. Shot clock at 8. Middleton turns the corner and steps underneath, but a foul is going to be called. That time Tiara Griffin got caught in the air, and even though she's 5'7", almost hurdled right over Middleton. But the one thing that's interesting, that is the 4th team foul already on Georgia here in the second half. Well, that's not good for the Bulldogs. Again, they're putting themselves in a position to put the home team at the free throw line way too early. Massengale, long three-pointer off the back of the iron, tipped out. Washington comes away with it. Smart play by Tiara Griffin on the tip out to her teammate. She couldn't gather the rebound herself, but she tipped it to a teammate. Tennessee still in that 1-2-2 zone right now, really clogging it up on the inside, not giving Georgia anything at the basket. Good ball movement into the corner, off the back of the iron. That shot missed by Erica Ford. The crowd is getting edgy, to say the least. Down the middle, that should be an offensive foul, no question about it. And a very good move stepping in by 6'2" sophomore Haley Washington to take the hit. Well, you've got to think Alexa Middleton right here, just a little bit overzealous trying to get to the basket. You've got to see the defense in front of you, and there's no question the defender was there in plenty of time to take that charge. Washington will hit the sideline. Number 33, Mackenzie Ingram, leading scorer in the game with a dozen, back on. She's already hit a couple of threes. Number 33 for Georgia in red, running the baseline. Well, you see right now, Tennessee going to make Georgia take high percentage shots to score. Hempy right at the rim again. That's the second time Merritt Hempy, the 6'2" junior out of Virginia, has had a look right at the front of the rim and come up empty both times. Isabel Harrison is back on with those 3 personal fouls. Andrea Carter coming back on for Middleton. And Ingram just picked up her 3rd personal foul. So Harrison playing with 3, and Mackenzie Ingram, the 6'2" freshman, playing with 3 personals. We have played 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Tennessee has yet to score in the second half. Well, I can't think of a longer scoring draw. This is a draw that you rarely see from Tennessee, with their ability to get the ball inside and score in the paint. Harrison wants to go to work, steps inside, not there. Rebound taken by Ingram. Well, really too much of a forced shot by Isabel Harrison right there. You got to reverse that ball, dude. Make that ball move side to side to get some easier looks inside. I know Georgia's on a 10-0 run, but I'll tell you what, it should be more. Tennessee should consider themselves very lucky they're only down by 5. They have not scored in forever. Pull-up jump shot off the back of the iron. Rebound taken. Ford misses that off the back of the iron, and Georgia better get back. Again, not a good decision, I don't think, by Erica Ford right there. With the advantage you have right now, if you're Georgia, you've got to take better shots than what you just took. The crowd, on the one hand, happy that Tennessee scored. On the other,
They can sit down. They've been on their feet for about 20 minutes, including a couple of timeouts and commercial breaks.
Well, your point is well taken about Georgia really should have extended their lead. With that many minutes gone by, and Tennessee's not scoring.
Boy, that is a bad shot by Erica Ford. And here comes Massingale. We'll see now that the gates are open. Right down the middle once again. Ariel Massingale laying the ball up and in. And Andy Landers, I think, remember in the beginning of the game, Holly Warlick said it feels like we should be up 20-2. Well, Andy Landers thinks his team should be up by 15.
It's the exact same feeling by Andy Landers right there this time out. Very badly needed because Ariel Massingale gets the 2.
Connected to your voice, flowing to my heart. Out in the distance, I see an awesome way. I head in your direction. I'll meet you halfway there. You're the one that
Meet the one you've been missing at the largest dating site for Black singles, blackpeoplemeet.com. Start today for free.
Wish that I was on a rocky top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top. Ain't no telephone bills. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Now playing in theaters and now on DirecTV Cinema.
What if I could put the man that ruined your life in front of you? Would you kill him? It can be overwhelming knowing the future. You must complete your mission. What is it? It's a time machine.
Predestination. Now playing the same day it premieres in theaters on DirecTV Cinema. Movies start at channel 125.
Attention parents and grandparents of young children. Gerber Life is accepting applications for their affordable grow-up plan. The grow-up plan gives your child $10,000 in whole life insurance protection now, then doubles automatically to $20,000 later at no extra cost. Free information will be sent to parents and grandparents who call now. Help give your child a head start for just pennies a day. Don't wait. Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-708-4137 or go to growupplan.com.
Georgia went on a 10-0 run, but they have missed their last 6 field goals and now lead it just 35-34. Today after our game, be sure and catch number 14, Kentucky, and their tough defense as they take on Missouri at 4 p.m. exclusively on the SEC ESPN network, and watch ESPN. With former Olympic team coach led the United States to a gold medal back in 2000, as well as the head coach at Purdue and also at Auburn, Mel Fortner. I'm Paul Sunderland. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. Full court pressure once again, and basically half court, excuse me. And Georgia has had their share of difficulties, and they pass the ball right into a sideline trap and are forced to use a timeout.
Well, it's exactly where you don't want to pass the ball against a full court trap. You don't want to get across the half court line, and then you're just asking for trouble right there in the corner, right past the half court line. So Georgia forced to use a timeout, and they're going to need these timeouts as this game winds down because it will be a close one.
It's We Back Pat Week once again here on the SEC Network, and I know that when you were down in Sydney, Australia, coaching Team USA to Olympic gold medal, Pat Summitt played a very important role on the gold medal game day.
Well, she did. You know, Gary Blair has referenced it in his talk about Pat, how when she enters a room, she garners everyone's greatest attention. And she spoke to my team on the gold medal day. And, boy, everybody was sitting up in their chair. Ears were big, and she did a fantastic job. And I'll never forget it. Very appreciative of that.
Coach Summitt was here on Thursday night, not here on this afternoon game on Sunday. Reynolds out of the backcourt. It took Tennessee about 8 minutes, maybe even more, I mean, of game time to score here in the second half. Inside to Harrison once again. Inside, outside, Massengale wide open for three. And just like that, Tennessee back on top by 2.
Love the shot by Ariel Massengale. Did you see the confidence? She caught the ball. She knew what she was going to do with it. And she makes the shot. That's more of what Tennessee needs from Massengale. And it needs to trickle on down to the rest of her teammates, that kind of shooting confidence.
Ingram off the front of the iron, so Georgia has started this section of the second half. We're breaking this game into sections now. It's an NBA game. We're playing 4 quarters because it's one run by Tennessee, another run by Georgia. Tennessee scores again. Georgia came out of the locker room, if you're just joining us, on a 10-0 run, but could not keep it going. They should have had a lead by as many as, conservatively, at least 10 points.
Well, I totally agree with that. I think I said 15 at the break because they did a great job with attacking the Tennessee defense.
How important has this zone been for Tennessee to slow down Georgia?
It's been all important. They've kept the ball out of the paint, and that's where you want to get those high percentage shots. So the zone has made all the difference in the world.
Shot clock expires. Very poor possession by Georgia.
You know, you have to wonder, how does the Shachovia Barbie injury affect this Georgia team? Because Shachovia affects so many parts of this Georgia offense and defense. So she is sorely missed right now because she can calm the team, and they don't have that effect out on the floor for them right now.
Well, and she's a 4 or 5 tool player. She contributes in so many different areas.
Right.
And if you're just joining us, Shachovia Barbie, a severe leg injury, we're being told officially. She will not return to today's game. And that is going to be a big loss for the University of Georgia as they came in at 17-3 and 5-2 in conference. Just mentioned the injury to Shachovia Barbie. This is how it happened late in the first half.
Well, she goes out for the layup right here, comes down on her right leg, and it looked like an ankle. We're not sure. They're just saying right leg injury right now. So she will not come back in the game. Again, a huge loss for this Georgia team.
9-0 run for Tennessee, make it 11-0. It could be 12, and this is starting to get out of hand. As good as Georgia was just about 10 minutes ago, they're in real trouble right now.
Well, you can see where all of Tennessee's focus is. When Isabel Harrison comes back in the game, the ball goes inside. So right now, she finishes strong, gets the and-1, and Holly Warlick, well, she definitely likes that, and so does the Tennessee bench.
12-0 run for Harrison. In foul trouble much of the first half, picked up her third, and now completes the three-point play.
Do you see how much more energy Tennessee players have right now? The confidence in this press. I think Isabel Harrison brings a lot of that confidence back to her teammates when she's on the floor.
Nice pass inside, some contact there. And Krista Donnell playing undersized. She plays undersized every game, not just this afternoon, but she gets in there and gets the job done. The basket and the foul will look to complete the three-point play.
Well, Krista Donnell is a player that Georgia's going to have to go to inside for the high percentage looks right here. She's comfortable with the contact. She knows how to get position for the ball, and she's a senior. She wants the ball.
8:45 remaining. Tennessee leading at 42-37 here in Knoxville. Massengale down the lane, little ball fake, no, lost the handle, and they're saying that the official just pointed in the wrong direction. That's a good correction.
Well, that's Bob Trammell. That's a very experienced official right there, and he knew it right away that he had made the wrong, just the wrong direction. But it's amazing how the fans just jump on top of that.
Well, of course they do. The crew again on the afternoon: Bob Trammell, Sue Black, and Gina Cross. Reynolds will go to the sideline. Massengale out there with Carter. Bashara Graves on the floor once again for Tennessee. Long three-pointer, rims off the iron. Rebound taken by Ingram. Threw it behind Patches Roberts, who's come on for the first time here in the second half, number 11 in red. Driving baseline. Nice kick that time. Unselfish play. And Ingram with the easiest basket she's had all afternoon.
Well, an extremely smart play by Patches Roberts. You saw her attack Isabel Harrison, and Izzy just really having to almost stand up defensively to not draw that fourth foul.
A little drop pass. Good little pocket pass that time from Massengale. Looking inside to Isabel Harrison, who'll go back to the line to shoot a pair. 9 points away now from joining the 1,000-point club, but she's got some company in that area on this particular basketball team. Massengale there as well, along with Sierra Burdick. Tennessee at 6-0, trying to keep pace and keeping pace so far with South Carolina, the #1 team in the nation. We haven't talked a lot about South Carolina so far in the afternoon. It's been such kind of a track meet relay kind of crazy game, but South Carolina got a big date coming up in Connecticut.
Well, they do. They go to UConn, Gamble Pavilion. That place will be rocking out. And I think it'll be a great game. And what's so interesting is it's in February. It's a non-conference game. It'll get tremendous eyeballs on that game throughout the country because they're the #1 and #2 ranked team in the country. They should be at that point in time also. Well, I say that unless an SEC team sneaks up and beats South Carolina, and that's highly possible.
That ball off the side of the iron. It'll be Tennessee basketball once again. 7:41 remaining. And it has been We Back Pat Week on the SEC Network. The legendary Pat Summit.
Game day brings out the best in all of us. Regions, every day is game day.
Is bad credit keeping you from getting a new car? Listen to this important message. 1 out of every 3 Americans needs a new car but can't buy one due to bad credit. Sound like you? Now you can. You can get a $10,000, $15,000, or $25,000 or more car loan through CreditYes.com. Our team of industry experts has helped over 1 million people get the car they need and deserve. Simply go to CreditYes.com or call 1-800-CREDIT-YES. It's fast, easy, and the call is absolutely free. Click or call right now. When you think credit, think yes. Think CreditYes.com.
I won this HD TV for less than $50 on Quibbitz.
I won my iPad for $87.13.
These are real customers who got unbeatable deals on Quibbitz.com.
I won this Canon DSLR camera for just $21.
Save up to 90% on brand new products like iPads, HD TVs, and appliances.
The first time I tried Quibbitz, I was skeptical, but I won the first item I bid on.
That's QUIBIDS.com. Visit Quibbitz.com now.
Pat's presence, just her presence around our kids is huge. Just our kids knowing the tradition she built.
Pat Summit has joined the likes of Dean Smith, 800 victories.
She took Tennessee to the next level. She put a stamp on all of women's basketball, and I love to tell our kids that she afforded them to do what they're doing now because she put women's basketball first.
The numbers once again, the best in the business. 1,098 wins, only 208 losses, 8 national championships, 12 Olympians, 87 current coaches. That's having an impact. Make no mistake about that.
It's a huge impact, and she still affects and touches every area of the women's basketball game. But I've said this before, Pat transcended the women's basketball game. She got into the men's game, and new fans for the women's game that had never watched women's basketball before. So tremendous ambassador for the game.
Bashara Graves getting tangled up with Merritt Hempy, came away holding her right hamstring.
Well, Bashara Graves is a player, to me, Paul, that just needs the ball more than she gets. She doesn't get enough touches for the amount of talent that she has. And especially with Izzy in foul trouble, she should be touching the ball inside.
I could not agree more. Down the lane, Patches Roberts, her first basket up and in. And inside of 6:55 remaining, it's Tennessee 44, Georgia 42.
Patches Roberts has come off the bench and really given Georgia a great boost in this second half.
To your point about Bashara Graves, 22 points, 8 rebounds at Notre Dame, took 20 shots to get there, and in the next game here against LSU, had how many field goal attempts?
None.
Zero. That is, and she played 26 minutes. That is unbelievable. Today she's 1 for 3. I don't get it. And we were watching her yesterday in practice. Solid mid-range jump shooter. She plays hard. She goes after loose balls. She rebounds her position and out of her position. I just don't think her teammates look for her enough. And she's too unselfish. She gets the ball in an area of attack. She's always looking inside to Isabel Harrison. Kick into the corner. Roberts tries to, back to back. And just like that, Georgia is back on top. A 10-2 run.
The game of runs in this game has been unlike any game I've seen this year in women's basketball. It has been just back and forth all day long.
Back outside to Burdick with some room. Steps back between the legs and throws up an air ball. And Graves again doing all the dirty work. Bashara Graves works so hard and creates a basket for Harrison on the stick back.
Well, and she'll get an assist for that, you know, but a lot of the things that Bashara Graves doesn't even get on a stat sheet. But right there, that was a beautiful save. Went directly to an assist for Isabel Harrison with a strong finish.
Harrison going to the free throw line. Well, she does that. Let's take a look. Once again, you cannot overstate how back and forth, up and down this game has been. What's that a sign of? It's awfully late in the year for these sorts of big runs.
Well, I don't want to say the word inconsistent play, but maybe that's a little bit of what it is. A little bit of lack of focus at times, or lack of maybe a little bit of confidence to come up with some big stops. Again, zone defense that Tennessee chooses to play right here.
Roberts misses that. Donald with a tap out. Carter with a loose ball just inside of midcourt. Reynolds, tough shot off the backboard. No, rims in and out. The crowd groans. The officials talk it over. And it's Tennessee's basketball. Isabel Harrison now just 4 points shy of 1,000. Number 20 in white. 5:16 remaining. Tennessee leading 47-45. They led it by 5 at the half, and now they've extended to 49-45.
Beautiful play right there on the inbounds play with Sierra Burdick gets the finish. Very well executed.
Good play by Burdick, deflecting the ball out of bounds. Another look at a fairly creative inbounds play indeed.
Well, it's one of those cardinal sins. You cannot turn your back on the inbounder if you're the defense, because that's exactly what will happen to you.
Well, that's either Sports Center or SEC now, either way. Every time that play rears its head, it makes Sports Center. So I want to see it. Oh, nice play by Roberts. Hold on the perimeter. That's only the 4th team foul on Tennessee. So now we're going to see, let's see. Yeah, it's going to be 2 free throws coming.
Well, you can see right here, Patches Roberts again, just doing a great job attacking the basket. She wants the travel. She's calling for it. You got to be careful though. You don't want to call for the technical either. The officials get a little, they get a little emotional too in the tight games. Andy Lander stating his case. Both of these coaches working the sidelines hard.
It is his player who's at the free throw line shooting too, is it not?
But he's still got something to say about it.
Well, hey, players got to work for 40 minutes, and then the coaches do as well. Graves squares up. Nice footwork. Right to the rim. That's the kind of talent that Graves has got.
Well, it was a beautiful face-up move. An inside pivot. She gets past her defender. No help side. Georgia's got to bring some help over. Can't allow those easy layups.
Tennessee leading by 5. 4:15 remaining. Open three-pointer on the way off the side of the iron. Graves with a block out. And it's going to be called that Tierra Griffin was on the sideline. So when we come back, Reynolds and Graves will check their P's and Q's, their X's and O's, and get back. We're not going to step aside, excuse me. Wednesday, the Gamecocks head to Baton Rouge to face Jordan Mickey and tough LSU defense. Then Mississippi State heads to Oxford to take on the Rebels. Wednesday night hoops doubleheader starts at 7 p.m. exclusively on the ESPN network, and watch ESPN.
Well, I'd go right back to Bashar Graves. She feels it right now. Give her the ball, let her go to work.
Graves sets her feet, rims that ball in and out. That's a good shot for Graves. I know we're talking about Bashar Graves a lot, but I think with good reason. She can make that shot all night long. The lead for Tennessee is 5.
Well, I know she can, but I'd rather her get the ball around that block area and let her go to work a little more right there.
This zone has really made a difference. Ingram thought about it. 5 to shoot. Ball's got to go up. Roberts getting in the lane. Step up. Wild shot. And that's going to be a shot clock violation.
Well, Georgia missed an opportunity right there to go into Krista Donald going against Izzy Harrison. You got to take advantage of those situations. And Andy Landers, he's telling Ingram about it.
If you're one of the millions who suffer from the agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll instantly begin experiencing relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point on the calf muscle to instantly relieve pain. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain to the sciatic nerve and lower back for instant relief.
The Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on a specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Now, get Be Active for $19.99. Call now and double the offer free. Just pay separate processing and handling. If you don't like it, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for $19.99. Call now.
To order, call 1-800-503-5630. That's 1-800-503-5630. Or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Every day brings something new at HoteLook.com. And no matter what day of the week, we've got you covered. Check out the latest looks at the touch of your fingertips and get it all delivered right to your door. Find the right style for any situation at HoteLook.
Holly Warren drawing up a play here. Number 22, Georgia, giving number 5, Tennessee, all they can handle here in Knoxville. And for more information, and you certainly need to know that Isabel Harrison, one of the top players in the country, sitting on 996 points. And for more information on need-to-know players, log on to ESPNW.com/need-to-know. One of the things that Isabel Harrison needs to know, she got to stay out of early foul trouble.
Well, you're exactly right. That's something she definitely needs to know. And the most important thing is it hurts her team. They need her in the paint. She takes up a lot of attention, opens up things on the perimeter for Tennessee, makes their game a lot easier with her in the game.
Tennessee started the second half 0 for 12. Since that time, they've gone 8 for 14. Reynolds at the point. Massengale working off the Bashar Graves screen. Spots up for a three-pointer and buries that. We talked about the fact Tennessee is now the #1 3-point shooting team in all of the SEC in conference play, and the lead now is 8.
And a big reason is Ariel Massengale, and add Andrea Carter to that mix also. They're shooting the ball well from behind the arc.
Roberts with a wild shot. Harrison takes the rebound out of the air. The shot did not hit the iron. Tennessee 6-0 in conference. Georgia at 5-2.
Right now, Georgia really needs to try to speed Tennessee up. They need as many possessions as they can get.
Oh, that could have been a dagger there. Good block out that time taken by Roberts. Georgia kind of in a must-score zone. They can't have any more empty possessions.
Well, not only must score, but they must score a little bit quicker. They've got to make this game a little bit quicker in the possession department.
Well, this zone defense for Tennessee has completely changed the complexion of this game.
It has. It's really stopped Georgia in their tracks pretty much.
Donald wide open, battle for the rebound, comes out. Massengale's got it. And on the held ball, it will be Tennessee basketball. What has Tennessee done, or is it the zone, now that I think about it, to slow down Mackenzie Ingram? 12 points in the first half, only 2 in the second.
I think you have to give the credit to the zone defense because it's closed down passing angles, dribble angles, and not allowed the ball to get inside. But also, they're not giving up any three-point shots to Mackenzie Ingram also.
Ariel Massengale, one of the few seniors on this basketball team for Tennessee, had 28 last year in the meeting between Tennessee and Georgia, and has really helped to spark a run in the latter stages of the second half.
But Ariel Massengale just doing everything you want your senior point guard to do. She's knocking down threes. She's assisting. She fights for balls right here, trying to get possession for her team. I like her attitude right now, and after talking with her in the practice facility yesterday, just absolutely gets and understands her role for sure on this team.
And she's got to do some things, and she understands it, that aren't necessarily part of her makeup or personality.
Well, you're exactly right, and that is, you know, she's more of a low-key kind of player. She's not a cheerleader kind of player. She's kind of a low-key kind of player, and she expects everybody to bring their all every game. But now she's stepped into a role of kind of being a little bit of a cheerleader, getting players fired up.
A little bit of a confrontation there, handled nicely by the officials between Massengale and number 24, Marjorie Butler.
You know, I think the turning point in this second half, Paul, was when Georgia came out so strong in the second half. They couldn't extend that lead more than 5 when it could have been 15.
Well, they went on a stretch where they made 5 of 9. They were scoring off Tennessee turnovers, and then they missed 9 straight shots. So they went feast, famine, feast, famine. Same could be said for Tennessee all afternoon.
The first famine for Georgia was the most costly, I believe, in this second half.
Massengale, 10 points in the second half alone. Inside of a minute and a half remaining, and now it's the largest lead of the game for Tennessee. Pull-up jump shot by Butler is good. That is a long two-pointer, and Georgia and Andy Landers will call a timeout. Well, there is no question that Georgia had lots of opportunities. They really could have extended this lead and were unable. Want to remind you tonight, SEC Rewind flashes back to the 2008 Tennessee versus Vanderbilt basketball game as the Commodores played spoiler to then newly ranked #1 Tennessee tonight at 10 Eastern on SEC ESPN Network, also live on Watch ESPN. 2008, the last of 8 NCAA championships won by Pat Summitt and the Tennessee Lady Vols. Back with Nell Fortner, I'm Paul Sunderland, looking ahead on the schedule. And again, Shakobia Barbie, Georgia fans, you're going to have to keep an eye out to see what her availability is going forward. Next up on the 1st of February, Georgia is at Kentucky. That's a week from today. And for Tennessee, they are at Georgia on Thursday. There is Shakobia Barbie, a boot on her right ankle. Boy, she was in a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort earlier on. She turned that right ankle violently on a play to the basket and had to be helped to the locker room by the medical and training staff, and was unable to continue today. We wish her the very best and a quick recovery.
Well, just really unfortunate for Georgia as they were really starting to come into their own a little bit here in SEC play, sitting at 5-2 entering today's game in conference play and really playing well. Shakobia kind of was getting into a groove coming off the bench, and you know, roles continuing to be more well defined, and now you have to kind of redo that all again as you continue on through this season.
Georgia coming off their best win of the year over number 10 Texas A&M, 54-51. And at times should have been feeling awfully good about themselves. A 10-0 run to start the second half gave them a 35-30 lead, but they could not capitalize. Reynolds now working and looking to add to a season-high 14.
What a day for
now
Georgia.
Make it 15 points. Oh, she's played exceptionally well, and Tennessee has done a magnificent job from the free throw line where they are perfect. 19 for 19 from the free throw line for Tennessee.
That, you know, there's...
How important is that?
Well, we could throw out every word you want to. That's excellent, outstanding, oh, that's great, but you just don't see that very often. And that's tremendous focus and great job by the Lady Vols.
And in SEC games only, Tennessee was shooting at 80% coming into this one, so that mark is going up.
Well, that mark's going up. Three-point percentage is going to go down. They weren't as effective from behind the arc today.
They were shooting 51% in conference games coming in. That off the front of the iron. Now just a question of time as Harrison takes the rebound. The foul is called against Ingram. 46.2 seconds remaining. And it is a double-digit 58-48 lead for Tennessee. 5 fouls now on Mackenzie Ingram.
But she's going to foul out as the leading scorer for Georgia today with 14 points. She really 6 for 9 field goals. I mean, she had an excellent day. 2 for 4 from behind the arc. And this is a freshman who we're going to be seeing a lot more of this conference season, but she'll continue to improve also. She's got great potential ahead of her.
More outstanding SEC women's college basketball coming up on the SEC network. Missouri struggling in spite of some injuries. When I say struggling, they're making other teams struggle against them. Number 18, Mississippi State, coming off a huge emotional win at Ole Miss. So check your local listings or go to SEC.com for the schedule of college basketball, both on the women's and the men's side. Donald with a 3, 36 seconds remaining. Still an 8-point game. Well, Georgia, it looks like, is going to play it out. Because if you don't foul right away, there's no sense in fouling now.
Well, I tell you, Georgia had their opportunities today, and I know that's probably going to be the most frustrating thing for Andy Landers to deal with at the end of this game, because they gave themselves a chance to come in here and win the ball game, but just couldn't quite pull it out.
And that's going to do it on the afternoon. Tennessee will improve to 7-0 in conference. They will win their 7th straight game and 15 out of 16 against Andy Landers and the Georgia Bulldogs. 17-3 overall. Georgia drops to 5-3 in conference. Back with more from Knoxville right after this on the SEC Network.